Individuals, families, and businesses succeed. Thank you to our valued customers, employees, neighbors, and community partners for putting your trust in us. We look forward to celebrating with you and to continuing the important mission we started back in 1873 to give every individual a chance to thrive. To join the celebration, visit jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Life's been tough, and it's even tougher than ever to find a good therapist. But these days, all you hear is, "Sorry, we aren't accepting new patients." Next time, reach out to Life's Journey Counseling Services. They're located on Main Street, right in the middle of Jewett City, and they are accepting new patients right now. Individual, couples, family, and group counseling are all services available at Life's Journey Counseling Services in Jewett City. Find them online at lifesjourneyct.com and click on Book Appointment for information on how to start or to simply get questions answered. Life's Journey Counseling Services has multiple therapists on staff, so your questions, concerns, and counseling needs will all be met. lifesjourneyct.com. It's the best place to start your personal journey to heal, become a better version of yourself, and strengthen your relationships. Life's Journey Counseling Services, 70 Main Street here in Jewett City, lifesjourneyct.com.
This is Ray Churchill from the Eastern Connecticut Performing Arts Association, inviting you to join us on June 3rd for the Eastern Connecticut Jazz, Soul, and Blues Festival at Urechko's Tree Farm. Our bands include Static, the Tim Fiervante Jazz Orchestra, the Mighty Soul Drivers, and the F&N Blues Band. Tickets are available at ecpaa.org. Thank you to our title sponsor, MoheganSunCasino.com, as well as Jewett City Savings Bank, Collins & Jewell, DC Builders, Camaro Signs, and Nathan Kaliva Realtor. The Eastern Connecticut Jazz Festival, June 3rd. Get in the swing.
You buy better. Better with Burns. Much better. So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better with Burns. You buy better.
Let's face it, most of our expenses are on the rise, but your insurance doesn't have to be one of them. The Burns Agency can quote your home, auto, business insurance with any of our 30-plus top-rated insurance companies. Let's be sure you're getting the best available pricing with quality service from experienced staff. Call, email, or visit us online to see what the Burns Agency can do for you. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better with Burns. Much better. So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better with Burns. You buy better.
The go-to barbershop in Jewett City is Sharp Image on Main Street, located in the same location as the iconic Aramoni's Bakery. It's not a bakery anymore. Ruben and his staff will style you to perfection every time. Sharp Image is always running specials, plus some exclusive deals with some of the future barbers that Ruben is training today. Yeah, he trains them. Find Sharp Image on Facebook or call 860-591-1177. Sharp Image Barbershop in the former Aramoni's Bakery. It's not a bakery anymore. A proud sponsor of Griswold High School Sports.
Your community radio. Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Like they always say things that aren't stupid usually. And when they are stupid, it's funny.
What's up, Paul?
Monday.
Another typical Monday with Paul.
You got it.
You know what that means, folks?
Grouchy.
He's grouchy. You have no idea, folks, what I have to deal with this man as he comes in on Mondays and he just grouches everybody out of the building. There's nobody left. There's nobody left. Paul's pushed everybody out.
Right. Out of here.
Grumpy Paul.
Mm-hmm.
When are you going to learn?
Huh?
When are you going to learn?
Not gonna. Too old.
Too old, huh? You're not too old.
So
we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a change on Tuesday tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, we're not going to stream the baseball game.
No.
Tomorrow we're actually going to stream a girls lacrosse game.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we have not done a lacrosse game this year. So hopefully friends and fans and parents will tune in tomorrow.
You probably get the baseball fans tuned in. What is this? That ain't baseball.
Well, I mean, the girls lacrosse team, they don't have any kind of coverage or haven't had any kind of coverage.
Good for them.
So it'll be our pleasure to go ahead and stream the Griswold girls lacrosse game tomorrow against
cool.
Wheeler.
Oh, cool.
So
I take it's here.
It is. But even so, I mean, if there's a little bit of a challenge in a lot of the Eastern Connecticut schools when it comes to connectivity. I mean, it's what I'm finding is a lot of the schools, there's no connectivity for it.
Oh.
But then again, streaming is something that is relatively new in the last couple of years.
Yep.
It's only going to get bigger.
Oh yeah.
It's only going to get bigger.
Absolutely.
This is one of those things that it's kind of like, we had a cassette deck, then we had CDs.
Well, we had a 8-track deck.
Yeah. So you can kind of equate it to that.
Yeah.
It's the new thing. I mean, what's going to happen after that?
Good question.
Virtual reality.
I know.
Imagine that. I mean, seriously, like streaming a baseball game with a VR headset. You can sit anywhere you want.
That'd be different. Yeah.
So,
what field do they play on? They play by the front. Is it next to the road? That big field there.
right, which is adjacent to the middle school.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which is the old football field.
Gotcha.
So, that's the football field that I used to play on.
Oh.
Because the middle school is the old high school.
Gotcha.
And that's where I went to high school.
Gotcha.
I never went to the new high school.
Oh.
I never went. It was it opened I don't know, 6-7 years later.
No.
8 years. Melissa went to it. I didn't.
Oh. Gotcha.
So yeah, that'll be fun. So we're gonna go ahead and stream that tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll be doing baseball. We're going to continue to do baseball, but we're just not going to do the baseball game tomorrow.
Yeah, that's good.
There's been a lot of focus on sports as far as Griswold is concerned.
Yep.
And Eastern Connecticut. There's a lot of focus on it. And the boys baseball team has been doing quite well. The girls softball team is doing better than they did last year. So next year's sports schedule is going to be pretty exciting with Griswold.
Oh.
They got a lot of kids coming up. They have a lot of kids that are still here. They always said that Griswold High School is the best place to watch a football game, but the worst field to play on. So now you're going to have the best of both.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be pretty exciting. Can you say anything other than gotcha?
Just agreeing with you.
What do you got to say for yourself today?
Monday morning. I'm telling you, I took those 2 pills last night, man. I feel like a zombie. I still ain't woke up from them.
Really? Still?
Oh, I tell you.
Zonked?
It's like, oh,
yeah. Well, I slept pretty good last night. I didn't have to take anything. I never do. I never ever do.
Oh, well, I normally don't do either, but.
Huh?
I normally don't do either, but
No.
when you got a pain, you take something for it. And I did the wrong thing.
You can see on the screen the last baseball game we did was Saturday. Griswold defeated Killingly by the score of 7-3, which is good because they beat Killingly twice this year.
Wow.
So really, if you Griswold, as far as basketball and baseball, they've won the last 5 meetings.
Wow.
They beat them 3 times in basketball, now 2 times in
not so good in football.
Oh, they're monsters in football. They're absolute monsters.
Yeah.
But you don't know. I mean, everything is cyclical. So
Yeah.
and I honestly, with a lot of the kids that are coming up through the system and through Grizzled Youth Football. It's going to be an exciting year for the Wolverines.
Oh.
They're going to have a young team, so the next, I'd say 4 to 6 years, is going to be pretty sweet as far as Grizzled sports is concerned, mainly football. So.
Oh, cool.
Baseball too.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure on the lacrosse teams or the fencing teams, how they're going to fare, but I know that the other ones are.
Well, it's good
really
that you're
looking solid,
doing as you're doing the lacrosse team. Another sport to stream.
Yeah, I mean, we want to. I really would like to do as many as possible.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that we need are people.
Yeah.
People. We need people. To
the cameras.
Stream. Not even so much that. I mean, I have cameras now that'll.
So they do their own thing. You got
Yeah.
remote. Yeah. Well, that's good.
It's really just people to commentating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is the big issue.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how many people really know how to commentate.
You don't have to be a professional. You don't have to be Al Michaels from ABC or Tim McGraw or Alwyn Cowsell. You don't have to be any of that.
Hey, Jim.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, there's your chair. Let's take his crap off.
So you don't have to be any of that
Yeah.
really to do it. So
Yeah.
that's the issue that we face, and one of them.
Yeah.
One of them. And I'd love to see more parents get involved, in that.
Yeah.
I hear all the time, why aren't you streaming this? I can't be in 2-3 places at the same time. Can't do it.
Yeah.
So
There's Jim.
and here's Jim Barney. What's up, Jim?
I didn't know whether you were here alone with PNL or what. So
PNL.
yeah, profit and loss. Paul left.
Oh, P and L. Okay, all right.
PNL, yeah.
I get you.
Some of those little crazy acronyms now and then. Yeah.
But can you move that closer to you? There you go.
Yeah, I can.
Thank you.
Still capable of understanding some minor instructions.
Oh, we just want to be able to hear you. That's all. So we broadcast live every single day from the Burns Agency Studios here at Paragon on 70 Main Street in Jewett City. So trying to get this. Okay, why is it doing that? Let's try this. Trying to. There we go.
Yeah.
As you can see the signage in the back, right behind me. Burns Agency, right there. And Paragon. That's where we broadcast from every single day.
So how was your Mother's Day? Oh, wait a minute. That's right.
Huh?
Maybe
Mother's Day?
Yes.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. We went out to dinner. She chose. She was like, I said, "What do you want?" I said, "Do you want a steak? What do you want?" And she goes, and I was hoping for steak, but she said she wasn't having it. So, but she goes, she thought about it for a minute. She goes, "I want just a really good burger." And Melissa likes her hamburgers, as do I. I like just meat, so it doesn't matter. But so we went and got hamburgers, and her daughter Megan and boyfriend went ahead and joined us. So it was nice.
Nice.
It was very nice.
Good. We didn't go out. We stayed home. My grandson cooked dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steak tips,
Nice.
kibasi, chicken wings, chicken legs on the grill,
Nice. Very good.
wow, mashed potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower,
Here, broccoli.
squash.
Squash.
The whole does an excellent job.
Yeah.
Both him and my son too. Wow. That takes a little bit of the load off of Carolyn.
So what about you? What about you for Mother's Day? What'd you do? Do anything?
We just stayed home and cooked a steak at the end of the day.
Did you?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's what 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Time to go to
I-
bed.
yeah.
He goes to bed at 6:30 anyway.
No, I don't go to bed. No. Usually it's 11:30.
With or without Tylenol PMs.
Yeah. I tell them I took a couple of Tylenol. I'm having trouble with my knee. So last night I says, "Oh man, I got to take something." So I took 2 Tylenol PMs, and it's knocked me on my butt. This morning I woke up. I feel like a zombie.
He's still groggy.
I'm still groggy. From it. I talked to Tilly. How much do you take? Oh, I take a half. I took 2. So it's like, ooh.
Yeah. You may want to seek counseling for that.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
like a non-drinker, and he drinks a pint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus,
There you go.
man.
It's everything's good. With just stay in between, stay in the middle, man. You don't have to go crazy with it.
I go crazy.
You don't have to go crazy.
Yeah. But that was about it. It got cool in the afternoon though, because if you're sitting outside in the shade, man,
Yeah.
the wind blowing like that, it's like, what the heck? We're back in April or what?
What about around 4 o'clock or so?
Yeah, the
breeze
sun
came up
went
a
in
little
and the
bit.
wind was blowing. And it's like, wow.
But you made it through the. But are you going to leave here and go right back to bed?
No. I'm hoping it's going to be wearing off quick.
Hopefully, when I'm out of here, I'll go down and be able to see my new garage door in.
Oh.
Supposedly, it was only going to take a couple hours to do, but the guy didn't get there yet. So Melissa's parents are there waiting, just to kind of whatever. And it's funny because they got there just as I was leaving.
Oh.
Melissa's parents.
Yeah.
And said, "Isn't Cameron here?" Yeah. What? Isn't Cameron here? Anyway, they're hinting that why doesn't he get up?
Oh, that's true.
And
that's
right,
true.
right? And I just went, he's here. And then I think they got it, and then finally went, oh,
How old is he?
he's 19. So
Oh, well.
yeah, he's not getting up. So
Yeah, it shouldn't take them too long to put the door in.
no, I said a couple hours.
Yeah.
Couple hours. So I'm hoping.
Yeah.
When we're done here, that I'll be able to go ahead and.
Did you get the automatic door opener or you going to do it by
No,
hand? We
no,
didn't
no,
get
no.
the. No,
No, not yet.
that's pretty.
We can add it on.
Yeah.
We didn't get like the real scrunchy door. The one that will just dents if you just flick it.
Oh,
We got a good wooden door.
Yeah.
But we can get the garage door,
eventually.
the Bluetooth and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sometimes if it tells you if your door is open after you leave the house, you can just push your foot on your phone and it closes it. Yeah.
And the thing is I don't even know if Melissa wants to use it to drive into the garage. I've been furiously trying to clean things out, so she could, if she wanted to, but I don't think she wants to. I think she just wants to park outside the garage instead of actually pulling into the garage. And it's like, whatever. I think one of the things that we're looking for is we had some flooding problems, and a lot of the water was coming in and zipping right down the steps into the basement. We had a heavy rainfall, so we're hoping that will deter some of that.
Wow. Is it running down the driveway?
Yeah.
Paved driveway or not?
Yeah. So anyway, we have a sump pump there outside, so we've been fine since. So. Good morning, Laura. Victoria said she has Mother's Day all weekend. Our grandson from New Hampshire came to stay, an 18-month toddler that never stopped moving. I'm exhausted. So happy Mother's Day. I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day yesterday.
Yeah, I think our family did anyways.
Yeah. Some programming notes. Let's see. We talked about, girls lacrosse. We're going to actually do that tomorrow, which will be fun. That'll be at 4 o'clock right here on SNSN. Check your local listings. Thursday, we have a gentleman by the name of John Feelharbor coming on, who's a legit rocket scientist. And he's been studying the stars and the skies for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to He's going to come in and talk about some of his findings and stuff like that. Some of the things. It's going to be actually, I think, a pretty cool interview. Yeah. It's going to be different than what we've done before. Instead of bitching about what's going on downtown, we'll talk about what's going up there.
Very interesting looking at the stars, especially if you have somebody that knows how to explain them to you. Yeah. I remember staying outside, laying on your back, looking up, and if you have somebody say, "Oh, that's this, that's this, that's a little dipper, that's the Big Dipper," Yeah.
But there's a lot of other things. Like he said to me the other day, he goes, there was a lot of interesting space weather, which So, and I went, "What do you mean space weather?" And he explained it to me. I'm like, "Oh,
yeah." I mean, I have the Australian observatory. They send me emails whenever we're getting a solar flare or anything like that. Yeah. I've been getting 10 or 20 a day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Also, this just in Wednesday, we will have we'll be doing local stuff. We'll be talking to Tim Sharkey and Lori Sorter from the borough of Jewett City. They'll be in on Wednesday at 9:00, and they're going to talk about their budget, as well as the possible purchase of 2 North Main Street. And that is that's the building diagonal from the Jewett City Savings Bank. It's the old building we used to be in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's cool.
Huh?
That's good. We'll find out. Information on the borough.
Yep. So that'll be Wednesday at 9. Tomorrow.
Well, the borough's always forthcoming anyway when it comes to spreading the news. Anyway, they tell everybody everything.
They're very transparent.
Oh,
I have
very
found
much, yeah.
Very transparent.
Yeah.
So, which is good. It's what we need.
Yep.
Have we heard anything? What's going on in the town at all? Any news out of the town? I mean, you guys are both pretty connected down there.
I haven't heard anything.
Jim, anything?
I mean, Heritage River Village was in on Monday, last Monday, for their P&Z meeting, and that seemed to be with some modifications or some additions. It seemed to be moving along.
Got it. Daryl wants to know, maybe you guys could answer this. Talking about space weather. He said, "Are solar flares the same as Ric Flares?"
I don't know what a Ric Flair is.
What? Woo! You don't know Rick? That's the guy with the woo. No.
Oh.
All right. He's a pro wrestler for the last 50 years.
Oh, well.
And his big thing
come
is
on.
woo.
No.
I haven't probably watched any pro wrestling since I watched with my dad when I was 10 or 12 years old.
Well, he was probably there too.
Yeah.
And Cortland Kinney, good morning.
Yeah.
Says hello. Do we know of anybody that's running on the Democratic ticket yet? Any rumblings and grumblings?
No.
Here in Griswold?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
What I'm finding is that there's a couple of names floating, but nobody's talking. Nobody's saying who. I think it's time that they start. It's May.
That's May.
Okay? You got 6 months to an election. If you got somebody running, I think it's time that you, if you do, that's if you do. I think it's time to announce. You can't go into it on September and expect to win.
Why do we need to have elections run for 6 months or 12 months or 2 years even at sometimes? Why can't we just do the whole damn thing in 2 months?
You could, but the dilemma there, that's not even about money, Jim, when you're talking a local election.
Not a local election.
I don't give a crap what's going on. I'm talking about local right here. You got to get the candidate out there. The candidate has to be known and wants to get their message out, their word out. If they don't, then if they wait till the last minute. I mean, we can tie every subject in the world back to money. everything in the world, even toilet paper, everything go back to money. But this local stuff, people got to get the word out, and they don't. I hope they do. I mean, I've seen candidates come out, not really necessarily in Grizzled, but in other towns, all of a sudden they pop up in like October. It's like, what are you doing? It's like they have a placeholder that they put in.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the real candidate comes in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no clue. Haven't heard from any. Haven't heard anything. Not a word. It's quiet on the street.
All in the Western Front.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough position because.
I'm not saying it's not.
I mean, not that it's a tough position, but I'm just saying that people who probably be good candidates have a full-time job.
Yes.
And to be a leader in the town, you can't do part-time. You got to be full-time.
So what I found out over the weekend is that the first selectman job is not necessarily a full-time job. It's an elected job. So you're there when you're there. There's no requirement of like a 40-hour work week or, Phil Anthony. Half the day as a selectman, half the day at his regular job. Right? I mean, we're used to people like Todd Babbitt, who's doing it, all the time.
Leona or Val.
Huh?
Or Leona
or Leona.
Val. They're all elected positions.
Right. Same thing with who am I thinking of? Like Tim Sharkey. He has borough hours, but it's a part-time thing. There's no saying that you have to be there 40, 50 hours a week.
Yeah.
We're used to like a Todd. We're used to a Kevin Skolchek,
Yeah.
Who was retired from the state, which is probably like, you guys said, that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Is if you're getting a pension from somewhere else and you're starting a second career.
I don't think have we really ever had a part-time selectman?
Phil Anthony.
Was he part-time? I mean,
he worked at his regular job, and then he worked. He did half and half. He did half days. Some were more, some were
probably
less.
the only one because
some days he didn't even go in.
Yeah. I know.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But it's difficult for a person that doesn't have some government experience to walk into that job. I mean, God Almighty, if I walked into that job, I wouldn't know which end was up.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not right. I'm just,
I
mean, but that's the reality of it.
No, I was saying that that's the lack of candidates leads.
Yeah.
That's what I was referring to by, a lot of people maybe would think about it and they say, gee, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah. See, we don't have a charter. Grizzle doesn't have a charter. If ordinances, they don't have a charter. So there's nothing saying, so I hear it all the time. I don't know why people come to me with it, but they do. They say, why is our first selectman on vacation again? It doesn't have to be. It's nothing saying that she does.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to fix that, if you think that's an issue, then go through the proper channels. But just sitting there like bitching on Grizzled now about it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I suppose you could change that with just an ordinance. You
Well,
don't
you
have to.
probably
You don't have to
could.
go to. You don't have to. I mean, I'm more or less opposed to charter form of government.
Yeah. I mean, you could. I mean, I would assume you have to petition it, right? And then town meeting, and then go to a referendum.
Yeah.
If possible. But there's nothing saying. So it's like, is she doing anything wrong? Well, no, because there's nothing saying that she has to be there.
No.
40, 50 hours a week.
No.
So there you go.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who comes forward. That's for sure.
We don't know. Nobody knows.
Well, I mean, I see. I'm at a lot of meetings, and I see her there. Late in the evening,
Sure.
many times.
I'm not saying that she's not.
Yeah.
I'm only speaking to the people
Generally.
that say to me, well, why is she not here again? I don't know. Why don't you ask her?
Well, I
Not
think
my day to watch her.
Yeah. Well, some people run things one way and some
Yes.
people run another way. So
Exactly.
And I guess it depends on your individual efficiency too. I mean,
Yeah.
you could have a job that you could have a person that works full time at a job and accomplishes less than somebody that's only there 20 hours a week.
Yeah.
You're right.
True.
Yeah.
Very, very true. There's we should probably talk about that news story that's going on right now.
Do we really know anything about it? Did you get anything?
No, I haven't. But well, let me check again. But there was a car fire at 1 o'clock in the morning up in Lisbon, up at Target.
Okay.
And what is this? Oh, this is Ledger. Okay.
Yeah.
But
What are you referring to, anyways?
well, there was a car fire in the Target parking lot
Last night
at about 1 o'clock in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and state police were dispatched to it. And now there's a quote unquote untimely death, associated
car?
with it.
Must be.
But
Yeah,
they're not saying yet.
very little information coming out, but they did call it untimely death. So you kind of figure maybe person died in the car.
The only thing that's out there right now is troopers from Connecticut State Police investigating a car fire in Lisbon on Monday morning, which is overnight, are now investigating the incident as an untimely death. State requests were requested to help the local fire marshal at a Target on River Road shortly before 1 a.m. after getting a report of a vehicle fire.
You never know what that means because a lot of people.
It's very general.
A lot of people used to sleep behind some of the buildings there in their cars.
Initially,
Maybe it was a homeless thing and the person was sleeping and fell asleep or something.
In the car?
Yeah. Car
yeah,
on
that's what
fire.
I was initially thinking when you first said it. I
Yeah.
said somebody was sleeping there, fell asleep with a cigarette and set
Yep,
upside the
very
car.
possible.
But it maybe is possible that somebody was murdered there and they tried burning the car up to conceal.
There you
the
go.
murder. So take your hypotheses.
Yep.
It could be. So
be.
I'm actually sending it a quick email to see if there's anything available.
Well, it's unfortunate it happened, that's for sure. It was an accident. That's a bummer.
Well, it's even worse if it's something else.
Yeah, or something else that's even worse. Yeah. Things are starting to, get close to home. You had the one in the New York killing and the person buried in Mohegan Park. That's getting kind of close.
I think the person that they found in Mohegan Park, I think that was just really random. I don't think Mohegan Park was like a destination location. I think they just drove and they found, what's this place? Oh, we're far enough away. Let's go here. They drove through. Oh, okay. And they plunked them there. So,
but if you were a New Yorker, you've never been to Knowledge before, how the hell would you know Mohegan Park was even there?
You don't.
You don't.
But who knows? Maybe they were looking because apparently, or I should say, allegedly, there was another person with him.
Oh,
so
maybe they knew,
or they were a co-pilot and they were just kind of looking to see what's in the general area.
Yeah,
and of course they want to go far enough away, or so they thought.
And the park is closed after sundown, so.
Huh?
The park is closed after sundown, so nobody in there. Yep.
So, but apparently the murder took place back in January.
Yeah.
So the guy's been dead for a while. And so it may have been raining or something like that, and just
animals.
Everything eroded, and there he was.
Yeah.
So who knows? There's a million things that it could be. Yep. There's a million things that could happen at this car fire.
Oh, sure.
Maybe it's just something that happened as an accident. Yeah. Maybe somebody was in the car. He was talking to, they were talking to their spouse or whatever. One left, and they started the car, and boom. Who knows? Yeah. Or they were in the car, and Because car fires, let's say it overheated.
Yeah.
And somebody fell asleep.
Yeah. Could be anything.
Next thing you know.
Yeah. Speaking of car fires, today they're starting to shuffle across the Gold Star Bridge. You know that?
They're trying to what?
A shuttle. So where the sidewalk got burnt, not people walk on it. So they're shuttling people across. Pedestrians and bicycles, they're starting that this morning. Because apparently a lot of people used to walk across the Gold Star Bridge. So, because they can't let people walk on it because they don't know what the damage is.
Good morning, Chris. Chris is joining us from, where are you now? Where are you right now, Chris? Are you in Alabama? We have people from all over the world.
Wow.
Chris is he's a funny dude.
Wow. Aren't they having some bad weather down that way? Tornadoes and stuff?
I don't know. Chris, you having some bad weather?
Further west.
Oh, is it further west?
He says car fires are scary. I've been in one. He's a funny guy. He hauls chicken.
Chicken.
Huh?
Chicken.
Yeah. Chicken parts. Parts is parts.
Wasn't one of the big chicken producers down there, down in that area?
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot of Tyson down there.
Yeah, Tyson or one of those, yeah.
Nope, he said it's sunny there. And Rachel says, just tuned in to CSI Griswold. Oh, pretty well. I gotta. This thing is floating around here. So we have a chicken trucker, and we have somebody that has a bunch of ferrets.
I'm glad you pronounced that correctly.
Chicken trucker.
I'm glad. That's right. Take your time and say it correctly.
He says all the big chicken companies are in the South.
Oh.
It's funny. So Chris and I, as well as Rachel, we have met on through my TikTok channel.
Oh.
And you end up talking to some people more often than a lot of others, and Chris is one of them, Rachel's one of them. And they're just really cool people, funny. But Chris is just a goof, man. He's funny. He'll send me videos and stuff all day long, whatever. Different funny pictures.
No.
He's sending those while he's driving his truck, too.
No.
Well, all day long. I mean, does he drive his truck at night?
Yeah, but he's not on the road right now.
No.
He's home.
Yeah.
So, but some of the names he has for his usernames, like one is Chicken Trucker. He created another one last night because I told him I had a dream and he was in it, and he was an FBI agent.
Oh boy!
And so he created a username, not an FBI chicken.
Oh.
For our Discord channel, he's the greatest chicken. And Rachel has about 50 ferrets.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I think 4 or 5. I don't know. She's got 2 or 3. So I did send something out to Connecticut State Police a minute ago.
Yeah.
Just to see if there was anything.
Nothing.
Well, not yet. They're usually very prompt.
Yeah.
When it comes, into getting information out there. So
this is a public relations person for the state police. Is that
PIO, public information.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're still investigating.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I don't even know if they're still in the parking lot. Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. But that was at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I know they were going to turn it over to the fire marshal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to your glasses? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You almost knock your glasses.
Yeah. I tell you, I'm still going. Still not woke up yet.
So here's what we've learned today, kids. If you are almost 80 or over 80, don't take more than a half of a Tylenol PM before you go to bed.
Right.
That's it.
Otherwise, it knocks you on you know what.
Huh?
Just knocks you on you know what.
Arse?
Yeah, I guess that's the one. That's what the English say, I guess, right? Don't they say arse?
English, yeah, I would assume that Irish would say that as well. Irish.
Whoops.
Hey, Ron, good morning. Welcome in. Man, you're just floating it over
I know.
there, aren't you?
It's like
you want me to get you a blankie, Paul, and you can go ahead and lay down, or we'll tuck you in. You can just kind of like.
Why don't you go over and visit the office next door here?
lay down.
Yeah, they have couches.
There's couches in there.
Go over to Life's Journey Counseling Services right over there, and just kind of kick in for a while and say, "I'm just here for a nap."
Maybe get some help.
I'm sure they take your insurance.
He doesn't have insurance.
You don't have insurance?
His wife canceled it on him.
For a reason.
Yeah.
So the CBD shop closed down.
Oh, yeah?
It's gone. It is gone. The one right across from the Pizza Palace.
Yeah.
When the old where Subway used to be next to Subway.
Yeah.
Gone. History.
That's surprising, but maybe it's all done on the streets here. It's all done on the streets.
Yeah. I was never I never found the benefit. I've never done it, so I don't know. It's unfair to say, but have you? I know you tried CBD, for like something with your shoulder or whatever.
Yeah.
And what kind of reaction or anything did you get out of CBD?
It really didn't help me that much, but I do have CBD rub. That I put on my back once in a while.
You still have it?
Yeah. And
does it work?
Not as good as the other stuff. So CBD.
The other stuff?
Well, the regular over the counter stuff.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. I didn't. Yeah. You just said the other stuff.
No.
So now, Jimmy, have you ever tried CBD?
Not really. No.
No, I haven't either. But they're gone.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a fad? Do you think it was a trend? CBD.
They're still selling it, but
no, I know, but
the problem of this on the CBD, it's not high enough. It's small doses.
Is that a pun? Huh? Not high enough.
No, I mean the amount that they milligrams of how much they sell.
Yeah.
You need to get the higher stuff if you're going to have it work for you.
So just get marijuana.
I mean, you can buy it now.
You can buy marijuana without the THC. You can get that.
I imagine you can go down to the dispensary down in Middleton and Uncasville, and
you can get CBD there as well.
Yes, you can.
So it's like these little shops. That's what I mean. That's why it was just trendy for a while. And is it because it was a thing?
Yeah.
Before COVID and stuff, it was a thing. These shops were popping up everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how I haven't been down in Uncasville lately to see how it was. I know I went down there with Judy for a couple times, and it was like going to a McDonald's, for Christ's sakes. There was more cars in there. You couldn't even find a pocket spot. And everybody come out with a little white bag.
Yeah.
Now, these CBD shops you're talking about, these are not selling the the marijuana stuff?
No, they're not dispensaries. They're just CBD. They don't have any of the what they call the THC.
Yeah,
which is the component that
gives you the high.
Right?
Yeah, but Uncasville, you could buy marijuana down there, medical marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only one that was available.
Anybody can walk in and buy it now.
Yeah, but before you needed a medical card to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need it anymore.
Well, of course, I've said all along, if there's medical value to marijuana, then it shouldn't be a taxable item.
There was a lot. I'll tell you, when there was people, there was a lot of people down there going in and getting medical marijuana of all ages. Yeah. All ages were going in and buying it. Like I tell you, I went there because Ginny had a problem with her back, so she wanted to try it to see if it would help. And it's like going to McDonald's. I'm telling you, it was packed. You couldn't find a pocket spot when you went there.
Yeah. I'd like a McChicken, please, and I'd like some fries, Coke, and let me get an ounce of Panama Red.
Yeah. Well, you just can't walk in with a medical card and expect to get something. You have to sit there and talk to somebody first. before they got to set you up
With an account and everything.
and tell you, they ask you what you want, and then you can call
right.
up and order it as you go along. But you just can't walk off the street and say, "Give me." Now, I don't know about now, since it's now recreational. I don't know how that works.
So Victoria made a comment, and I'm gonna see what you guys think as far as a general consensus, and anybody else in Chatland, take a look and see if I'm looking into the camera.
Oh,
Jim's like, what? Yeah. Tell me if this makes sense to you, because it does to me. And she goes, I think CBD works if people believe it does.
Well, I think there's a tremendous amount of mind over matter. Okay. I'll tell you a personal story. I'll make it reasonably short. I used to get sore throats and stuff like that 4 or 5 times a year. And one year, and this was probably when I was in my late teens or something. One year I said to myself, Jimmy, you're too busy this week. You can't get sick this week. You have to wait until next week.
Yeah.
Mike, I've hardly ever been sick for the last 65 years.
Yeah. No, Jim, I am completely on board with that. Completely on board. I think thoughts become things. I really honestly think that you can manifest that. That's just something that, people may think I'm a crackhead, thinking, no, you can't do that. It's physical. No, I tell myself I'm not going to be sick. I don't have time to be sick. I'm not going to be sick.
Yep.
I'm hardly ever sick, knock on wood. But I'm just like you were knocking there.
Yeah.
Have you really, in the 8 years that you've known me, have you ever known me really to be sick?
No, not really.
No. Paul? You either, as a man.
Have you known me to be sick?
No. No, that's what I mean. I think it's all
You might feel crappy or something, but sick
or tired.
Yeah,
You might get a cold or something because maybe you're run down because you're so tired.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, I'm a big believer in that.
You're tired, take some PM.
What's your audience saying?
Let's see. They're still on the weed stuff.
Oh.
Chris says Alabama just passed a weed law, but smokable and edibles are. I don't know. Oh, edibles are illegal. It can only be in pill form.
Yeah, some states marijuana is still illegal.
Huh?
In some states it's still illegal.
Yes.
And they pull you over for
And
it.
federally.
Yeah, federally it's still illegal.
It's not legal yet.
Yeah, and basically what they do when they pull you over is they take it away from you. Unless you have like 17 pounds of this stuff. But
They say cops have the best pot.
You know who the biggest supplier of illicit drugs are? Was the CIA.
Yeah. My dad, my uncle was a cop, and he always told me, he goes, cops got the best pot.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this. Is it illegal or just not legal?
What?
I think there's a difference. Marijuana. Is it just not legal in some, as far as the feds, or is it straight up illegal?
I think it's straight up illegal.
All right.
in some states, yeah.
No,
I'm talking federally.
Oh, federal, yeah.
Right. So, like, does it supersede? Does the state supersede? It does. If you're in Connecticut, you can do it. If you go down to South Carolina, North Carolina, forget it.
That's still
and
illegal there.
And that's because the feds aren't actually enforcing it. But in my opinion, the states are supreme over the feds anyways, and we should not have to follow any federal laws that we don't want to if it's okay to do it in the state.
I know somebody that just traveled by car down to Georgia a few months back, and they literally had to research which states it was legal and not legal.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know one. There's two of them. I'm not going to say who they are, but one will eat the edibles and one will smoke. But still, either way, one's they had to be careful in some states.
Well, you got to be careful also. Suppose you're living here in Connecticut and you say, well, I'm going to go up to Toronto for a weekend or something. You're not realizing that here you go, you got marijuana in the car. Guess what?
What about Russia?
Right across the yeah.
We all know about Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
And in that situation.
Speaking of Brittany Griner, I've been reading that apparently now she's appreciates the American flag again.
Well, damn, she better.
Yeah.
It was the American flag that saved her ass.
Well, you know, I'm kind of curious, and she's supposed to be using her fame to try to get back the other prisoners that are held by Russia. So I'm kind of curious what's going to happen when she comes to Connecticut, which she will be coming, I think, July or something like that. It's going to be interesting to see how people treat her when she comes in. Because I don't know what they're going to do this year, but at these basketball games, they still don't come out with a flag. They're gone. There's no players on the court when it plays a Star Spangled Banner. They walk off. So I'm curious what's going to happen this year. If they're out there.
Well, then the rest of us ought to take and just absolutely refuse to support any of these sports.
Well, that's what's happened. And I think what's happened over the last couple of years, a lot of people felt exactly like you said and did not renew their tickets.
Yeah.
You know, and they lost a lot of people. So we'll see what happens this year. But I'm curious what's going to happen with Brittany Griner.
Last time I had professional tickets, I threw them away.
Yeah.
And that was to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Victoria says, with the fentanyl issues, I'd rather people buy it at a store rather than from the streets if they need to use it. And I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Because you buy that stuff on the streets, you don't know what it's cut with.
That's correct.
You know, you just don't know.
You know who's a big marijuana distributor is Jim Belushi.
Yeah, Willie Nelson.
He's got a big time business that he sells. So matter of fact, I even think he's selling ice cream in Massachusetts. They have marijuana ice cream you can buy. He sells it in Massachusetts. Where he's really going big time with his products.
Yeah, he's not
big
cheap.
time.
He's not going up against he is going up against Ben and Jerry. Except it's going to be Cheech and Chong.
Well,
yo, man, let's have some of that ice cream.
Well, Chong's into it.
Hey, man.
It's Chong's into
Tommy
it.
Chong? Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, what's that?
Yeah.
They were talking, I guess, Rachel saying about becoming legal on the Cherokee Reservation.
Oh.
Chris.
Are the Indian Nation, are they sovereign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're recognized by the feds, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You walk onto Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun property, you're out of the state of Connecticut.
Yeah.
Chris says on a federal level, it is illegal, but the federal government said that they are not enforcing the federal law over states. This was done during the Obama administration.
I wonder if they make a marijuana product for like a salve or something you could put on your arm for pain or stuff like that.
Well,
Like
I would suspect they do. But
I wonder how that would work. You know what I'm saying? Not to take it orally, but if you have a sore, that's what the whole CBD thing was. I wonder if they make a marijuana product like that.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, you said it. I think you were saying that it's just on the surface. Well, it isn't. It'll get absorbed through the skin and into your system.
Yeah. If it helps somebody that's got back problems, why not? I mean, you're not going to get high just absorbing.
Well, they can extract the THC out of stuff.
Yeah. I always be curious whether they make something like that.
So, Jim, let's talk about one of your, follow the money. You like to talk about stuff like that.
Yep.
This is perfect for that, I think, because I think they've always known what the healing properties of a marijuana plant is, or what they have. Not necessarily, you don't see. All right, we've all thought use marijuana, you're getting high, you're getting stoned, right? That's been the stigma.
Yeah.
But now we're finding out what they've always known is that you can take out the THC, and there's still a lot of healing properties within the marijuana plant or the cannabis plant. Talk about that. You know who doesn't want that? It's Big Pharma.
Sure.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Exactly.
They don't want that.
Yeah.
The government didn't want it. Why? Because they're making money, because Big Pharma's making money.
It's I think the pharmaceutical industry is one of the most corrupt industries we've got in this nation.
You've got there are stories of people that their cancers being cured because of the cannabis plant. You think Big Pharma wants to knock off their $20,000 treatment?
No, it's not. No, you're right.
No, of course not. So I don't know. I things are changing, as far as that is concerned.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting to see if there's anything. Oh, here we go. All right. Yeah, nothing more than we already know. Just got from the Connecticut State Police about the Lisbon untimely death. Preliminary information indicates that on May 15th at about 12:53 a.m., Connecticut State Police personnel were requested to assist the local fire marshal on River Road in Lisbon with a report of a vehicle fire. As a result of the initial investigation, this incident has been recategorized as an active untimely death investigation, which is being conducted by the Eastern District Major Crime Squad. The scene has been cleared, and this is all of the information available for release at this time. And then they gave me the case number.
So they're gone. So now target.
Well, one of the questions you would ask, and you said,
exactly.
No, everything's been cleared.
It's cleared now.
I mean, I think you would have to do that just really because
it's where it is.
Yeah, you don't want to scare people off, from doing business at Target,
right?
Because somebody was at Target,
right?
I hope that's not the problem. And and it's unfortunate to hear and not fun to hear about things that happen to people.
Right.
So getting back to what we were talking about, Jim, like as far as Big Pharma is concerned, they've got their prongs into everything.
Yep.
It's in everything. Yeah. And this is just one of the things. And I think that I don't want to call it an upheaval or or a coup or anything like that. But I think there's too much information out there about cannabis that people are really starting to realize that, where they're kind of fighting back. And now they got to kind of retreat a little bit. The government does, or Big Pharma does, because they see it coming. They see it, the writings on the wall. They can't suppress all the information, especially with the internet. There's no way.
A lot of politicians making money off of big.
Sure.
But so many of the people get their total news off of the controlled media. They don't get the other side of the equation.
Yeah. Like I said, that's why I don't tune into CNN or MSNBC, Fox.
I
got nicknames for most of them.
You really have to.
And I think I used them one time.
Probably.
Whatever the news media says and talks about this and that, you kind of listen to it and you say, yeah, is it true or not true?
If you swap from channels and you hear the news on different channels, some of the times you hear the different reporters verbatim quoting what you just heard on the previous channel.
Because a lot of it came from a press release that they copy and pasted.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, the press releases we get, if you read it here, then you read it somewhere else and it's the same thing. I always change it up a little bit because I'll look for a couple of facts to, or a couple of things to kind of, there are people out there just copy and paste.
Yeah, it's like going back to Big Pharma. It's the medical journals. Okay. I mean, I used to read a number, especially, with all the COVID crap that was going on. I used to read a lot of, technical, things. And not that I could particularly understand most of the facets of it, because I'm not a medical person. Okay. But there were guys out there that would rewrite those into language that many of us could understand, at least grasp the concepts. You're not going to know the depth of it because it's just not our area of expertise. But the journals have been co-opted now by the pharmaceutical industry, and basically the authors are submitting to and I can't think of one. There's a number of them. The pharmaceutical industry has because so much of their money comes from selling reprints. Okay, that the pharmaceutical industry now has editing control over what those articles are. So let's say a physician scientist submits an article and the pharmaceutical disagrees, the companies disagree with it, they can take and retract whatever they don't like out of those articles from the medical journals, because so much of their money is coming, the medical journals' money is coming from resale of those articles.
What do you think about this, Paul? I mean, what's your take on all this?
Yeah, I think Jim's right. I mean, look at the cost of drugs shows how it ain't going down. They keep claiming the drug. They keep saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to reduce the cost of medication," and blah 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 blah. I haven't seen it. Still paying top dollar for everything. So I don't know. So why would they want to fight the pharmaceuticals when they're making money off of them? So why would they want to reduce the cost? It's a bunch of vapor.
Well, I think you have more and more Americans that are understanding that there are alternatives.
You're right.
They're pushing and pushing and pushing, in larger numbers. 10 years ago, it was like whatever. Yeah. 5 years ago, in Connecticut, it's like, oh, you want to get marijuana? Yeah, well, you just flip over into Webster, Mass.
Yeah.
And get it there. I mean, when I was younger, younger, like 21, 22, 23, and the liquor stores were done here at 8:00. Guess what? They were open till 10 up in Massachusetts. So you could take a quick ride up there, up to Webster, and get what you wanted and come back.
Yeah. Well, they had no way to control the money. So
yeah,
now they got that in place. And the other thing too is, how do you test it? Somebody's driving, erratically. That's why they said even taking a breathalyzer test doesn't make difference, because it doesn't get picked up by a breathalyzer.
This personal phone call by Jim Barney is brought to you by. Oh, yeah, upside down. There you go.
Oh, gotta take a call.
Oh, he's out of here. Oh. So yeah, I think that's some good information. I think people are finding getting more facts and they're putting it out there, and it's just larger numbers.
Yeah.
And I don't think the government and big pharma they don't have much. Their defense is dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. So, but then they'll just turn around and find a way to make money off that too.
Yeah. Look at the money they made off the COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Billions.
Billions
what?
Money off of the COVID.
Don't get Jim started. We don't have the time.
Well, we got the time until one of us dies.
No, it was just...
No. We're not talking about that. We're talking about talking about it.
Yeah.
Listen, not today.
Yeah.
Why are you glaring at me? Because you'll go on it for. We don't have the time today to get into that.
Well, just tell me what it was then, and I'll shut up.
Oh! You didn't know. I thought you heard. I'm sorry.
No.
Money made from the COVID vaccine.
Next time I come on.
Huh?
Next time.
Next time.
What I got? I got this package in the mail the other day. It says, well, I got 4 COVID test kits. I didn't order them. I don't even know where the hell they came from, but there they were in the mailbox.
They're being mailed out to everybody, Paul.
Oh, they did? Oh, I was kind of curious. What the hell? I got these 4. Where the hell do they come
from?
People that live alone. Okay. They've gotten a dozen of them.
Really?
You can go to Walgreens. At least
free.
Yeah, 8 a month per person.
I don't think it's free. I think it's being paid for by Medicare.
Well, I think you're right.
To the
Jim.
end user.
I think you're right, Jim,
user.
because I think they charge Medicare as a result.
They do.
And I didn't order them. I didn't ask for them, but I got 4 of them.
Yeah. I mean, Carolyn's getting them. I'm getting them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
where the hell are these things?
In fact, I think she took a dozen of them and threw them away the other day.
I mean, they're only good for so long anyway.
You won't put another one of those up my nose. I'll tell you that.
You know what I think? I think they're really pregnancy tests, and they just rebranded them. You know, and their slogan is, "Hey, shh." But when I do it and I get a positive, whoa! Does that mean I'm pregnant? Chris says, I've seen a college study saying that they found a way to do a roadside breathalyzer test for weed.
Oh.
It's a kazoo. You put the kazoo. Here, try this. If they're high, they're just going to start cracking up. Yeah, there you go. Anyway. All right, let's get out of here. Guys, thank you very much for coming in. Jim, thanks for showing on in.
Yep.
I didn't mean to chop you off. I just knew that was going to be a subject that is going to take some time and attention that we didn't have today.
I'll tell you, I'm going to talk about a book that I've been reading, Plague of Corruption by Judy Mikovits. Most people haven't heard her. She's a scientist. And let me tell you, she's got a lot to say.
I think there's a lot of people with a lot to say. It's just whether or not people are listening.
I think some people are starting to wake up a little bit, but there's still a lot of people out there who have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
And until everybody wakes up, we're not going to change. Everything is going to continue like it is. But I think some people are starting to turn around a little bit. So let's hope that we get back to where we were. It'll take a while.
It'll take a while.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to wrap it up. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, like I said, we have girls lacrosse that is going to be on the air tomorrow at 4 p.m. That's going to be our next sports broadcast right here on SNSN. And tomorrow, let's see, it'll be myself and a Wasilek. I don't know. We never know which one until they show up. Wednesday, we'll have the Borough in, Lori Sorter and Warden Tim Sharkey. They're going to talk about the borough budget as well as the possible purchase of 2 North Main Street and, moving out of the town hall and, spreading their wings and doing their own thing. And what is that going to mean and what's that going to look like to the residents of Jewett City and Griswold? And Thursday, we're going to talk space with John Feilharbour. So interesting week. At least I think so. And I hope you guys think so too. And I hope you join us. So have a good day, everyone. And thanks for coming on in here at SNSM.
People say it all the time. I love to support local business. Look to a business that also supports the community in return. If you're looking for both of these qualifications, then Winton Automotive on North Main Street, Jewett City should be your choice for auto repair. Ken Winton is local, but supports local teams all year long. From oil changes to engine repair, Winton Automotive can do it all. Find them on Facebook or go to a youth sporting event and you'll probably see Winton Automotive on somebody's jersey. Winton Automotive, North Main Street, Jewett City, proud sponsor of Wolverine Athletics.